Good Thursday evening, everyone out there. This is Daniel Crawley with an update. First off, we'd like to wish you a happy new year and hope you're enjoying your first day of 2015. Looking at what's going on with the weather tonight, we have cool conditions that are currently across the region. I'll zoom in on the temperatures right quick. And as you know, temperatures started out really cold this morning. It was in the low to mid 20s across our four-county region, with the temperatures colder, of course, closer to the mountains. Temperatures right now at 6:45 are ranging in the mid 40s for both Hickory and Morton Lenoir, and temperatures up in the mountains are already in the 30s. They didn't get much above about the 41, 42 mark this afternoon in the mountains, especially our folks in northern McDowell, northwest Burke, and northern Caldwell. Temperatures in the lower elevations got up to around 50 this afternoon before clouds moved into the area and kind of put a cap on those temperatures. Zooming back out right quick, you can see on regional radar there's some precip that's moving across Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. That is moving eastward at a pretty swift motion. And I don't think that will really get in here much tonight because the air is pretty dry at the surface, and a lot of that precip will evaporate. But what will happen, clouds are going to increase, and temperatures are going to probably end up being in the low mid 30s in the lower elevations, maybe the upper 20s for our mountain areas. But what's going to happen is this is going to set the stage for the next couple days, where we're going to have another wedge setup that's going to develop starting later tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon will be in the mid 40s, and they're going to hold in the 40s through Friday night, most of Saturday, and into the early parts of Sunday. And this will be kind of another long drawn out system, which has kind of been a trend. It seems like over the last month or so. Showing you the model here right quick, you can see this precip as early as overnight Friday night into Saturday. It's already streaming east across our region. I think a lot of that will be light rain and mist and drizzle, but it will be a very raw day late Friday into Saturday. Of course, any of you fans that may be heading to Charlotte Saturday evening for the Panthers playoff game, plan to stay warm. Plan to have a poncho ready just in case, and definitely have a coat. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Our system really starts to pick up some steam on Sunday, and I think that actually will be our best chance of rain across the region. Wouldn't even rule out a little bit of thunder, especially maybe areas just to our south. We still have a cold wedge that's in place, but on Sunday that may break for a while as this front comes through, and then as we head into Monday, that front will slide through, and that will usher in a cooler air mass. Looking at the temperatures right quick, this is late Saturday for western North Carolina. Again, low 40s, maybe some mid 40s closer to Charlotte, and those temperatures are going to hold tough. But boy, look at Sunday. Temperatures take off into the 60s potentially. As you know, a lot of times around this part of the country, the models are a little too quick with pushing the cold air wedge out. We'll keep an eye on that, but that's quite an impressive look on the model for Sunday, as the storm system to our west will move up through the Ohio Valley, and they'll be pushing a cold front through the region. And again, as that front pushes through, we head into Monday. Temperatures will be down around freezing, rebounding into the low mid 40s on Monday, and then that's when things will really start to change. I'm kind of going to that right quick. I put out this video on Sunday evening, kind of look ahead at what we thought was going to go on for the first week or so of January. And as you remember, I talked a lot about the area of ridging that was going to form over the western parts of North America. We also talked a lot about the southeast ridge, and that southeast ridge was kind of what was keeping things from getting cold in our part of the country. As you remember, I mentioned around the day 10 time frame that I thought that there was an opportunity for that to break down. Well, we're 4 days later into that now, and we're really starting to get a good sign that it is going to break down as far as the southeast ridge. And what that will allow is going to allow a pretty good push of cold air, at least into North Carolina, and especially western North Carolina. Our neighbors down in South Carolina and Georgia, they may be kind of on the fence on this, because it's going to be still a tight gradient between fairly mild air to the south and much colder air that I feel pretty confident now that we're going to see in North Carolina. Just looking at this map from our ensemble data, quite a ridge again over western North America. It kind of connects with that Alaskan ridge that we've been talking about for the last week or two. And that, my friends, is just a straight shot of cold air all the way across from the poles down into Canada and into North America. And as you know, uh, northern United States and most of Canada has really cooled off over the last few days. And I think what the models have done is now they recognize that cold air, and it's gradually trying to seep itself farther and farther south. And with this southeast ridge finally breaking down, I've got kind of marked here, that really opens the door for us to get our first really good taste of cold winter air, even going back to November. And November was quite a cold month for that time of the year. But we're now into early January, and it can get pretty cold in January. Of course, this past year we had a heck of an Arctic outbreak in January. I don't think we're going to have anything like that with this one, but this will be, pretty impressive in its own right. One reason why we're going to get this, and I'm going to keep going through this model data, this is on the GFS again, and this will be right here on Tuesday. There'll be like a clipper type system that's going to move to our north. It won't affect us with any precipitation, but that will kind of serve as the boundary for the colder air that's coming through. It'll be kind of over the Alps by Tuesday afternoon. It'll move off to the east Tuesday. And then, man, look at this strong high pressure over the plains at 1047 high. And that's really been the trend so far in areas of the Northwest Territories of Canada. We've had a lot of strong high pressure to develop. And what that does, it allows, that's a mechanism to allow the cold air to seep southward. And over the past week or so, that cold air has made its way into southern Canada and the northern U.S., but with that ridge over the west coast starting to reorient itself again, and with the southeast ridge finally showing some signs of breaking down, those highs over western Canada, they're coming further south, and they're creating more of an impact. This is Wednesday afternoon of next week on the GFS model, and if you see this red line right here that I'm kind of tracing over, that is temperatures below freezing. So looking at this at 18Z next Wednesday, which is next Wednesday afternoon, if we've got temperatures all the way down into our area that are below freezing, that's quite a change from what we've been seeing. I'll zoom in on the temperatures a little bit more. This is a map right here is for Tuesday afternoon after the weekend storm had passed through, and you kind of see this colder air up in the Ohio Valley. That is the clipper system that's moving to our north, and as you can see, it's really getting colder. Look at these temperatures as we head into Wednesday morning of next week. We got 20s solidly across the region, teens in the mountains. Look at all this cold air up to our north. It just keeps funneling in, and man, this is impressive. Again, a zoomed in look for next Wednesday. Could temperatures stay below freezing next Wednesday? It's still a little far out to try to take a guess on that, but it's a really good sign that things are going to really change and going to really get colder as we head into the first full week of 2015. And I'll just keep going through this data right quick. Here's next Thursday morning, teens and 20s potentially across the region. How long does this last? That's still kind of up in the air. We're getting some mixed signals from our computer models. The one thing we are getting, though, and that's in particular for this upcoming week for next week, is we're getting good consensus among the major models as far as the global models that we look at to use as guidance for at least about a 3 or 4 day period. It may try to moderate again as we head into the following weekend, which would be like the 10th of January, and we'll kind of keep an eye on that, and we'll see later on, say later this week, does the model keep trying to readjust itself again and keep it cold across the region, even through like the 10th of January. But we'll definitely keep an eye on that. One thing right now, we don't see any winter weather threats coming with this at this time. Of course, things like that can change pretty quick, and the crew here at Burke Weather will keep an eye on that if we see anything that's coming up. But there's nothing right now that we see that's of any worry. And of course, we're talking a week out anyway. I hope you guys like this update. Again, Happy New Year. We're glad to have you on with us. Check us out at burkeweather.org. We'll update that forecast a little bit later this evening. As always, check us out on Facebook.